Hello and welcome back. We are going. This is going to be the weekly market outlook. And if you're looking to join for membership, looking for training, just simply head to wave-trader.com and check the membership levels there. And if you're looking for further information, just simply fill that form and send that to me for further information. So I'll try my best to get back to you as soon as possible. All right, so let's move on. So if we're gonna look at the GDP data last week. All right, so if you guys remember that we were, having Fed rate decision, and the Fed raised the interest rate up to 2.50. And the most important thing was the GDP data last week, which turned negative. All right, so -9. So technically, USA is in recession now, very much similar like 2002. All right, so or 2009. Yeah, so like 2 quarters were negative in 2020 as well. So technically, US is in a recession, okay, but labor market is still very, very strong. All right, and the point which I was trying to make in my previous weekly market outlook was that if we are going to have we are going to see 2 consecutive negative quarter GDP data, then Fed is going to raise the interest rate in a recessionary environment. Okay, so after having last week Fed rate decision, Powell was saying that now they're gonna watch the data, before going to make a decision on rate. Before every meeting. All right, so before every meeting they're going to look at the data. If data is pointing to increase the rate, they're going to raise the interest rate, or they're going to wait. Okay, so inflation is still at 9%. We are not having huge drop in headline numbers. Okay, even last week the PCE numbers were higher than expected. And PCE, numbers are still pointing out that inflation is still hot, which means that Fed was giving signal last week that they are pausing at neutral interest rate and looking for data for further information. All right. So Fed right now is in a box. Okay. So if they're gonna raise the interest rate, if they're gonna go after the inflation, they have to compromise with the growth. All right, and growth is already negative. GDP turned negative. All right, and if they're gonna loosen the financial conditions, all right, and gonna go after the growth, then inflation gonna be sticky. Inflation gonna stay higher. All right, so soft landing, which Fed was saying that they're gonna have soft landing, the window is almost closed according to my view. All right, so they are not going to bring down that inflation without recession. Okay, recession is already there, but US officials or US government right now is not accepting that. Yeah, so they are giving different kind of definition of recession. All right, so just to get a political edge. All right, so now let's move on to the setups. Okay, so as long as as I said, Fed is in the box, so highly likely they're gonna go after the inflation. Okay, they're not gonna go after the GDP. All right, so they have to bring down the inflation. So they're gonna go after the inflation. They will try whatever they can to bring down the inflation rather than going after the growth. All right, so till then, dollar gonna stay strong. All right, so dollar still gonna be a buy opportunity on a dip. So last week we were expecting it to either go for a next leg higher or go for a deeper correction. So that's still same. We are almost in a daily correction. Okay, so price is setting up for a daily correction. So if you're gonna look at that moving averages, price is just simply falling back within the moving averages. So right now dollar index is just finding a new top above that this high. Okay, so trying to find a top over there. So still trending for upside, but on a daily time frame, it's finding, its top. So what you guys are looking simply, all right, so there is a chance that it still can, keep dragging slowly lower all the way back to within these areas, okay, before we're going to have a next leg higher. So what you are looking specifically, you are looking for a strong breakout, correct, and continue to keep pushing more higher, another leg higher like that, right? So another bullish leg. If we don't see breakout, okay, and price still keep pushing slowly lower, all right, as I said, it can go up to daily correction, it can fall back within the daily moving averages, and then again we may see a buy opportunity over there. So right now it's not clear, yeah, there is no clear direction yet. So it is in a correction, it is in a daily correction, which still can get bigger. Okay, so same goes with the euro dollar. All right, so if I'm gonna look at that daily time frame chart, so that wedge, so you are simply looking for same structure, the structure which we had last week. All right, so you are looking this to break out and continue to keep pushing more higher all the way back to that top. If it doesn't, okay, then let it fall back to 1. All right, then again you are looking it to hold that 1 or slightly go beyond that 1 and continue to keep pushing more higher. So a daily correction, so euro to stay bullish. All right, so same structure like last week. All right, so you are looking this to just keep pushing more higher. We are having a rate decision on the pound this week. All right, keep pushing more higher all the way back to that top, or give us a sharp sell-off, breakout, sharp sell-off, and continue to keep dragging more lower. Okay, so same structure which we had last week on dollar pairs. Okay, so Australian dollar, similar structure, keep pushing more higher after having those small corrections. Form another one and keep pushing more higher. We are having a rate decision on the Australian dollar as well. So highly likely both banks gonna raise the interest rate. Okay, so it can visit that top, and then again we may see, again another leg lower from there. So same structure which we had last week. Okay, so if we see that the sharp breakout is coming, okay, then correct and continue to keep dragging more lower. Very much similar like that move. Okay, this move is not in sight yet. All right, this move is not in sight yet. All right, so we may see more push up. So if you see breakout is coming, then follow that move, the bearish move. Okay, so same structure on the New Zealand dollar. So keep correcting like Australian dollar and keep pushing higher. Keep correcting, keep pushing more higher. If we see that the sharp breakout is coming, very much similar like these, okay, then correct and fall back. So same structure, same pattern formation which we had last week. Since last couple of weeks, all right, so we were expecting this wedge to break out when we had that wedge. Yeah, so we were expecting it to break out and keep pushing slowly higher. So we are within that wedge or channel. Yeah, so slightly changed. Okay, so dollar CAD. So if I'm gonna look at the dollar CAD is a longer term bullish, longer term buy opportunity. Okay, but right now it's struggling there. We can see over there. Yeah, trying to find its floor and trying to break out for upside. Very much similar like that. Okay, very much similar like these previous price actions. So if you see that the breakout is coming, sharp breakout, then buy. If breakout is not coming, like these breakouts. Okay, so if breakout is not coming there, then keep dragging slowly lower all the way back to this previous lower trend line, and then again continue to keep pushing more higher. So dollar CAD gonna be a longer term buy opportunity every time when it falls to lows. Okay, so this is what you are looking, a sharp breakout or keep falling all the way back to this previous low. So sharp breakout, correct, go higher like that kind of breakout, like that kind of sharp move, or slowly keep dragging lower all the way back to that low and then breakout. So dollar CAD and dollar yen. So dollar yen might have found its longer term top. Okay, there is a chance that dollar yen not gonna test that 140, anytime soon in the future. So I'm expecting dollar yen to give us a huge bearish wave all the way back to this previous low. All right, so historical low, or first go up to 100. The reason why we are expecting dollar to fall against the yen that much far away, so the reason is the fundamental. Okay, a Bank of Japan went against the other central banks right now, they are raising the interest rate, but Bank of Japan is still holding the interest rate close to zero, all right, and even having ultra loose monetary policy. Yeah, so printing more money, we can say that in easy words, all right. So they are printing more money, so which was causing policy divergence, all right. And right now what we are having negative or recession in the US, all right. So a stagflationary environment in the US. So if Fed goes after the inflation, means that they're gonna kill the economy. They're gonna kill the economy. They're gonna kill the growth. Okay, and eventually, once they're gonna start, when inflation gonna be under control, and when they're gonna start, going after the growth. Okay, they're gonna lower they're gonna have ultra loose monetary policy for growth. So they're gonna lower interest rates to have a growth, all right. Or Bank of Japan, they can abandon the yield curve control. So if Bank of Japan is going to abandon the yield curve control, all right, then we may see significant strength on the yen for longer term to the downside. So the policy divergence which we are having right now between the Bank of Japan and Fed, okay, that may not last longer, all right, as growth turned negative in the US. So that policy divergence, yeah, so negative growth in the US may force Fed to stop hiking interest rate aggressively, all right. So because of that, after having negative GDP data in the US, we have seen some strength on the yen last week. Okay, so once inflation going to be under control, Fed going to go after the growth. Okay, we will see huge drop on the dollar against the yen, right? So that's a longer term, forecast, and may not make sense right now for some, people. Okay, but that's going to come over the period of time, over a couple of years. All right, so any correction you see over there going to be a sell opportunity. Okay, if any correction appears over there on the dollar against the yen, similar like this previous one, going to be a sell opportunity. Okay, so you shouldn't miss that opportunity. So it's going to be a longer term, bingo trade. Don't let that go. So last week we were expecting this to break out, so we got a breakout. Yeah, we got these breakouts, and prices just keep dragging more lower. So yen pairs are setting up for a longer term bearish move. So we were expecting euro yen to drop last week as well. So we had after GDP data, right? So after GDP data, we had some good moves. Okay, so yen has to gain a lot. Okay, yen has to go all the way back within these areas. Okay, so long way to go. So as I said before, that we are having a huge policy divergence. All right, so if you look at the euro dollar is close to 1, but euro yen is still sitting over there. So we have seen policy divergence somewhere there. Okay, when Bank of Japan started yield curve control and higher oil prices which caused the yen to drop, and higher interest rates as well. So yields were rising. So multiple factors were there which dropped yen. Okay, so this divergence will be over soon. So a huge move to appear over there on yen. Okay, so any corrections? So last week we were expecting these corrections to break out. So we had that breakout. All these breakouts are just happening over there. So you are looking at another breakout and just keep dragging more lower. Okay, so the target going to be 126 for medium term. So 126 short term target going to be this low. 133. Okay, but we are expecting it to go all the way up to 126, this previous low. So it has to, so in case if this correction is going to get bigger, I'm not anticipating, but in case if that happens, all right, so still going to be a longer term sell opportunity. So I think euro has found its longer term top against the yen, so we may not see that price in next 4 to 5 years. All right, so we may not see that price 144 on the euro against the yen. Okay, so any pullback comes over there, you're looking that to continue to keep dragging more lower. So same goes with the pound yen. Okay, we may not see those prices again anytime soon. All right, so the medium term target to be this previous low, and short term target to be that low Okay, this low. So you still can catch those trades. Okay, so as said before on the euro yen, in case if bigger correction is going to come because of the Bank of England interest rate hike, this is going to be a longer term sell opportunity. I'm not anticipating that to come out. Okay, but if that comes, this is going to be a longer term sell opportunity. So right now you are looking this to break out and just keep dragging lower. So these corrections to break out and keep correcting, keep breaking, keep correcting, and keep breaking. As long as oil keep falling, all right. So yen is a buy. Yen gonna remain buy as long as oil keep falling. Okay, so same goes with the Kiwi yen. This longer term drop on it, and on 1 hour time frame, you are simply looking for this to break out. Okay, so slightly can get bigger breakout, short term opportunity back to this low, and medium term going to be much lower and longer term going to be much lower. So in case if this correction gets bigger, okay, so still going to be a longer term sell opportunity. So you're looking Australian dollar to fall against the yen, specifically after the rate decision. So there's going to be a rate decision on the Uzi this week, all right, and the target you are looking going to be that first, all right, this area. And medium term and short term target going to be that. Short term target going to be this area. Medium term going to be that. Longer term, these areas. All right. So this low, that low. So if I'm going to pull out the 1 hour time frame, it's in a correction. Okay, because of the rate decision, it's pricing in. Australian dollar is pricing in for the rate hike. So it slightly can get more bigger. Okay, so you're looking for this to break out aggressively to the downside and continue to keep dragging more downside. All right. So CAD yen also same. We were expecting it to break out last week. So longer term reversal to start. So you're looking that to continue to keep dragging lower all the way back to that. So if I'm going to look at the 1 hour time frame, okay, so this to break out this week and tag that low. Short term target going to be that low. Okay, so chief yen also correction to break out and continue to keep dragging lower for longer term to the downside. So short term trade is also there. Okay, and longer term target going to be much lower. So keep breaking and keep falling. All right, so rand yen to break out and also fall for longer term to the downside. Okay, so this is the daily correction which is just happening over there. Price broke out but did not continue. So you're looking that breakout to continue to keep dragging more lower. So this is the place you're watching on this daily time frame. And in case if price push up for another leg higher within that triangle, then you are looking that top to hold and continue to keep dragging more lower. All right. So EuroCAD going to be a longer term buy opportunity. Right now, fundamentals are not supporting the euro to rise. Okay, but as I said, you know, slowly some countries are falling in slower growth. All right, and when you know Canada not gonna have energy edge on the Europe, then we're gonna see the huge move gonna appear over there. So you're looking this to rise very aggressively for upside for longer term. All right, so pound chief, this 4 hour time frame sideways market chart is just clearly telling. All right, and euro pound to keep falling back to that previous low and then bounce off aggressively from that previous low. So last week we were expecting it to break out and continue to keep dragging lower. It broke out, all right, and went lower. So you're looking this to hold and continue to keep pushing more higher. All right. So Kiwi Chief, we may see another leg higher, okay, and that leg can push slightly more higher. There is a chance that this leg slightly can push more higher before we're going to continue to keep dragging more lower. So Aussie New Zealand dollar, there's going to be a longer term drop on it, okay. So same chart like last week, we are expecting it to hold that previous top and continue to keep dragging more lower. So same like last week analysis, okay. So dollar chief to break out and it's falling after having negative GDP data, still under pressure after So this move to aggressively break out and continue to keep pushing more higher. So not a best buy right now. Okay, so slowly falling. So need to wait for a strong aggressive breakout. So Kiwi CAD, very much similar like last week. Wedge is just forming over there, trying to break out. Okay, so it can push slightly more higher back to that top. Very much similar like, other Kiwi pairs, all right, or Kiwi dollar chart, which I have just shown you earlier. So Aussie CAD is also similar like that. Okay, so we're having read the CN, so it can push more higher like that. All right, so if it doesn't and fall back sharply, correct and continue to keep dragging more lower. Very much similar like the Australian dollar, US dollar chart. So Euro Chief is same like last week. So it's still struggling and slowly pushing more lower. You are waiting for it to strongly bounce off very aggressively for upside. Okay, when that bounce off comes, just follow that. Just watch it and go after that. So right now it's struggling, pushing more lower. There is no reason to jump in. Okay, once you see that some aggressive buying is coming over there on the Euro Chief, then you are looking to get in. So CAD Chief to break down and continue to keep dragging more lower. Okay, so this, a flat formation is showing. So Euro Oz is slowly pushing lower. So we're gonna have longer term buying on Euro at some point as well. All right, so back to that top. All right, so as we know that Europe is struggling with its energy crisis, that's causing the euro to stay weaker. Okay, when you are buying the euro, just keep that thing in mind where you are buying the euro. Okay, so there is a chance that the euro New Zealand dollar can keep dragging more lower all the way back to this low before going to rise. All right, so you're watching it to bounce off very aggressively. If it breaks out, then you are looking to buy. All right, so pound Australian dollar to drag, test this previous low and then rise. Okay, hold this previous chart is showing clearly what to look for. Okay, so pound New Zealand dollar also break down, go down for another leg lower and then go higher. Very much similar like pound Australian dollar. So pound CAD to fall for another leg lower within that wedge. Okay, and that wedge to break out for longer term for upside. This wedge, we almost have similar pattern, on this chart last week as well. So Aussie Chief can push for another leg higher before we're gonna have drop on it. All right, so dollar peso to break out and give us a longer term continuation for more upside. So there is a chance that we're gonna have another move like that, okay, very soon. All right, so you're looking for a strong aggressive breakout. If that doesn't come out, all right, and price keep dragging slowly lower all the way back to this previous low, so long at 1950, 1960 gonna be a longer term buy. All right, so dollar Chinese yuan to hold that previous low and breakout for upside, that triangle. Okay, we are there where we were on this chart last week, but the story is clear that the bullish wave is on its way. All right, so wheat is a bearish chart, so you look in this to continue to keep dragging more lower for another leg. So the next bearish wave is already happening over there, okay, all the way back to this previous low, and possibly it can continue to keep dragging more lower, right? So triangle is just falling to the downside. So oil, similar, chart which we have seen last week. So oil, is in a sideways market, waiting for some fundamental news to move. Okay, same analysis like last week. We are expecting it to break the $90 mark and continue to keep dragging lower all the way up to 80 and 70, 75 areas. Okay, so if you're selling it at the current price, make sure you trade with all precautions. Okay, because there are still some reasons which can push the oil, back at this, at these areas. Okay, these areas. So not expecting oil to go that much far away, but anything can happen over there because we are having, still a lot of uncertainties in the market regarding the energies, regarding specifically on oil. Okay, so longer term drop, breakdown, continue to keep dragging more lower. Last week we were expecting Brent to fall, okay, and it is dropping, but drop is very slow. Okay, so this move to finish. All right, so this move to finish all the way back to that previous low and possibly break down and continue to keep dragging more lower. Yeah. So index, obviously index to drop, commodity index to drop and continue to keep dragging more lower. All right, so the trade which we are having over there for this week, guys, going to be on the trade which is going to be the ready trade. All right, so is the copper. Okay, so you're looking for breakout, sharp breakout, continue to keep dragging more lower all the way back to this low, or in best case scenario 250. So this trade is very much similar like wheat. Okay, look at that, wheat chart is just broken down from that top and went lower. Okay, oil chart is also broken down and trying to drag more lower. So similar trade. Okay, index to break down and continue to keep dragging more lower. So copper is still there. Okay, so you're looking at it to break down sharply, okay, and correct and continue to keep dragging more lower. Ethereum, so crypto might have found its bottom for longer term. All right, and you should prepare for buying on the crypto. All right, as I said, as long as fundamentals, as I said before, fundamentals are not supporting buying on crypto, you shouldn't buy. Okay, but why I'm saying that the crypto have found its bottom and now struggling to push more lower and setting up for a buy, for longer term buy. Market is as I said, 2 quarters already turned negative. Now market is expecting Fed to stop, all right, or to slow down its interest rate hiking, all right, or slow down tightening, all right. So that's what Fed has signaled last week, all right. They may slow down, they may not stop right now, okay, but they may slow down, and that slowdown in hiking, in tightening cycle, can give you buy opportunities on the crypto and equity. So every time when you see that there is a dip going to happen on the crypto, they are testing the previous lows or correcting, you're looking them to continue to keep pushing more higher. Okay, so you're looking for a breakout. Do not jump into this Ethereum chart at the current price and look for it to continue. Don't look that, right? Look for this to get a slightly bigger and sharp breakout. If that sharp breakout comes very much similar like that, then continue to look for it to continue for more upside. All right, there is still a chance that the Ethereum can visit that previous low. So if it is going to visit that previous low, or new low is going to come, there are going to be a longer term buy opportunity on Ethereum and across the crypto market. All right, so this might be a longer term floor on the Ethereum, okay, at 900. So if it has that or form or slightly go lower than that, this is going to be a buy opportunity for longer term. All right, so same goes with the Bitcoin. Okay, so only a sharp breakout. Okay, if it doesn't come, do not chase that. Okay, let this to fall all the way back to this previous low and then start looking for a longer term buying on the cryptos. Okay, BNB also similar structure. I don't think so I need to talk about that a lot. Okay, breakout or all the way back to that previous low and then look for buy. The same goes with the NEM. All right, OITA, almost same structure. ADA, same structure. All right, so almost same structure there. Breakout or test this previous low, then you are looking for buy. All right, so US very much similar structure like Bitcoin and Ethereum, same structure. All right, so almost same structure on these coins. So same structure which on Doge. All right, so there. So keep dragging more lower and then breakout. All right, testing that, after testing that previous low, breakout or breakout there, aggressive breakout. So accumulate these coins, right? Okay, so if I'm gonna look at the equities, so equities are setting up for our next run. Okay, we still may see one more leg lower. Okay, there, you know, people are expecting that the bearish, you know, bearish, you know, market hasn't finished yet, hasn't ended yet. Equity is still in a bearish, you know, cycle. Yes, we may say that, right? We may say that the equities are still in a bearish cycle. Okay, but as I said, Fed is in the box. Either they're going to go after the inflation. If they are going after the inflation and still going to raise the interest rate aggressively, that equities not going to rise. Equities will keep falling. All right. So they're going to compromise with the growth. We will see equities. We will see pressure on equities. Okay. But if they are going after the growth, all right, and letting the inflation stay where it is right now or sticky, okay, then equities going to test the previous high. So Fed right now is in a box. That's the reason, you know, I said earlier that Fed gonna use stop and go strategy. Okay, so they're gonna look at the data, and if data is pointing to them that yes, you can raise the interest rate, all right, so they will raise the interest rate. So if data is not going to point them to raise the interest rate, they're gonna hold, they're gonna pause, and they're gonna let the growth to breathe. Okay, then we're gonna see equities to stay bullish. Okay, so stop and go strategy. Fed is already, you know, is in a stop and go strategy. So stop and go strategy means data dependent. So Fed is going to be data dependent. Okay, so that's what you're looking, longer term buy opportunities on equities. Okay, but there is a chance that we still may see another leg lower. All right, so very much similar like the Ethereum or Bitcoin. Correct, breakout and continue. I'm not anticipating that. All right, so fall, correct, and continue to keep dragging this previous low, test that, or new low, and then again start looking for buy all the way back to the previous top. So actually you're start looking for buying on the equities. Okay, bottom. Yeah, so bottom and back to that previous top. So buying the dip on the equities is back. All right, may not be a good idea for some traders. All right, but as I said, Fed is in a box. They're gonna use the stop and go strategy. All right, and that stop and go strategy gonna favor the equities for short to medium and longer term. All right, so same goes with the Nasdaq 100 index. Correct and breakout, correct and breakout, or fall, correct, test that previous low or new low, and then again you are looking for a longer term buy. So we may see another leg lower on equities. All right, that's going to create a buy opportunity on equities for short to medium and longer term. All right, so dollar rand going to be a longer term buy opportunity, lads. So you are looking this to break out and continue to keep pushing more higher. All right, so there is, so keep falling, let that correction slightly get more bigger and then break out. Okay, or break out aggressively like that. Okay, or like that, and continue to keep pushing more higher. All right, so Euro stock is also very much similar like that, like the US. All right, so you're looking for a longer term buy opportunity on them. Okay, another leg lower first. This another leg lower going to be a good, it will give you another chance to load up from the lows for upside. Okay, it can continue, but I'm not anticipating that. The reason is that this is, if it keeps pushing more higher, okay, it is going to increase the problem for the central banks. All right, so then inflation is going to be a problem for them. So same goes with the, you know, US 30. Okay, a correction over there, and breakout. I'm not anticipating. Okay, fall, correct, and drag, test that previous low or new low, and then again you're looking for a buy opportunity on them. All right, so let's look at the gold. Okay, gold bounced off aggressively from that previous low. It didn't hit the 1650. We were expecting it to hit the 1650. All right, and as I said, that if it tests the 1650 and you are looking for a short-term buy opportunity, so that short-term buy opportunity is almost gone on the gold. All right, it bounced, but bounced off earlier. All right, so we may not see, you know, this low anytime soon. Okay, it can, you know, keep pushing more higher, but in case if it break out correct and fall and test that low, you are still looking for a buy opportunity over there at 1650, all right, rather than selling. So selling is not there on the gold, okay? Do not sell the gold at the current price. So only look for buying on the gold, okay? So same goes with the silver, okay? Silver also going to be a buy opportunity, okay? But still silver is in a bearish trend, okay? Bearish trend. So you're looking into, all right, so correct a deeper one, okay, and then continue to keep pushing more higher, or new low and then continue to keep pushing more higher. All right, so thank you very much. We'll see you back again in another, analysis. Until then, bye.